It's all about celebrating on this episode of Where You Live, and today we meet the people who make Central Vancouver Island a culturally diverse region. Kicking things off today is National Aboriginal Day here in Nanaimo, an annual celebration of Métis, First Nation and Inuit cultures that make up Canada's Aboriginal community.
So June 21st is National Aboriginal Day in Canada, a celebration of Aboriginal people's contributions to Canadian society. It's a real recognition, I think, of the diversity of our cultures, the First Nations, the Inuit and the Métis people in this community. And it's just a day to stop and remember their contribution to Canadian society. And the fact that there are 6,000 of us urban Aboriginal people in this city, and celebrate that for just these 24 hours. So there's 4 co-hosts. It's the Mid-Island Métis Nation, Nanaimo First Nation, the Boys and Girls Club of Central Vancouver Island, and Nanaimo Aboriginal Centre. For us, it's a chance for our community to come together to celebrate the successes that we see, the diversity of our cultures. It would be wonderful to do that in some shape or form every single day of the year, but we do it on this day, much like other national days of recognition. So it's wonderful to do it today. Yeah, it would be great if we could do it every single day, but this day brings us together, and if that allows us to strengthen those relationships and some of the partnerships in community, I think that begins to sort of unfold the rest of the year, the other 364 days of the year. It's the City of Nanaimo, the Government of Canada, and the First Nations Health Authority. Without them, this event wouldn't happen. And then all the volunteers and community organizations that contribute in some small way. Without them, this wouldn't happen, so we really appreciate their support. A National Aboriginal Day here as a community celebration allows anybody to attend, to join in, to dance, to sing, to taste some of the foods. So yes, that is what we're all about at Nanaimo Aboriginal Centre, is building those relationships, is sharing information. That whole conversation about reconciliation, in my opinion, is based on relationships. And so if today's event and other events like this that are open to the entire community kind of support that relationship building and that conversation, then that's a good thing. And we feel like we're doing good work when we're able to do that. The response from community here in Nanaimo has been overwhelming. In fact, we do find it overwhelming at times. People are calling us or emailing us or Facebook messaging us saying, is there a powwow going on? Is there a family night going on? Can we come to it? There's a lot of interest in Aboriginal culture right now in this country, in this province, in this city. And it's a wonderful place to be, but it is a challenge to be able to respond to it. But today's event is an opportunity to be able to respond to that. Most people seem to follow us on social media. We've got, I think, about 3,700 followers on our Facebook page. So I would just encourage people to stay in touch that way through social media and watch the different events that we post, whether they're ours or somebody else's in the community, and take that step. Come on out and get to know us a little bit. And, you know, we have more in common than we do differences, and it's through these events that we really find that out.
Fragments of cedar are meticulously shaved and carved from a 14-foot log under the watchful eyes of students in the foyer at Ladysmith Secondary School. Tsimina's First Nation master carver, John Marston, is coaxing the form of an eagle out of the log, which will become a welcoming figure at the school, helping to forge Aboriginal understandings in the community.
Our foyer, when our school was renovated, it was never finished. And for a long time, our staff and students and our community has been looking for a way to bring Coast Salish understandings and recognition to the forefront of our educational experience and our experience together as a community.
The students learn the Hulkamanum language, hear stories from Tsimina's elders, and participate in other activities, including working with Marston on creating a Coast Salish feel at the school.
The work we're doing now is transformative because we're working together. The title of our project, Not Smat Sies, working together as one, this is how we'll move forward together.
The first stage of the project, that began over 2 years ago, saw Marston carve 4 traditional house posts that now stretch upwards just inside the main entry doors. Students are busy weaving mats to adorn the walls while Marston works on the eagle.
The welcome carving is part of a traditional way of welcoming people into your territory, and the posts in behind have become like what we're creating is like a house for our students to walk into, or for people to walk into, and we're creating a space that is culturally rich and that kind of feels like home.
The Working Together as One project is seen as the first steps on the road to reconciliation.
This project is really important to my job as the First Nation teacher here in Ladysmith, where my main goal and objective is to teach non-First Nation people about our culture and our language, and to have a project as big as this to come in and show our students the beauty of our culture, the beauty of our language, and to see our First Nation students grow and get a lot stronger seeing their own culture right in their own school.
As we work together toward truth and reconciliation, the best way to do that is to come with an open heart and an open mind, and a willingness to listen and to learn. And I think we have that now. We have that happening, and it just feels really beautiful.
Coming together now is just part of a whole new way of thinking that our society is coming to. And we're looking at things differently than we did 20 years ago, where cultural diversity is becoming our strong aspect of who we are as a nation. We have a long ways to go to make things better, but it only happens, I think it happens one person at a time. The great thing about Ladysmith is that everyone wants change, and everyone wants things to be better for our children and for our own lives.
Our family has been involved in Canadian art for cumulative about 150 years.
My dad was one of the foremost marine watercolorists in Canada, and then I followed along, and we were living in Qualicum, and I started pressing flowers, and then I got a set of watercolor paints from my dad at 13 and started to paint flowers.
I was into fishing and all that kind of thing when I was young, but I applied for an art scholarship and I won an art scholarship, and I wasn't given any other scholarship, so I went, okay, I'll go to art school.
Dad started doing these painting trips in the late 80s, and they were very exciting, and everybody else went on them for a while, and then he had one coming up to Russia in 1994, and I really wanted to go, and he said I couldn't go unless I painted, so he made me go along with that. And my very first show then was the fall that year after we'd been on the tour, and sold my first painting. And that was pretty exciting, and I've been painting ever since.
We're all artists, but we all work in a different type of work, and there's a good reason for that too. My father is a marine artist, or was a marine artist, and so I can't really go there. I have to kind of, go somewhere else to establish my own personality in art. Myself, I've done a number of stamps for Canada Post and countries around the world, so we're a family of artists in Canada that you have probably seen our work, but you may not have realized who it was from or who we are. But we're floating around on your mail, and we're in your change purse.
It's not so much the talent that runs in the family, it's just that's something you do. Because my sister Jennifer, she was just teeny, she's 14 years younger than me, and when Dad and I had shows in Leafield Gallery in Victoria, Jenny, she was only like 4, she would, 4 or 5, she would do a little picture and take it down to the gallery, because that's what you do. So I think it's more that the whole family has always been in it, and Dad never pushed us into it. He always encouraged us strongly, and he was always very proud of us and was very, very supportive. And I think it's just that's what we all did, and we all love it.
I have a lot of friends who have artistic ability, but they they were not encouraged by their parents. They, you know, your parents want you to be a lawyer or a doctor or something that you can make a living at, not an artist. But my father was already making a living as an artist, so you know, it was not a stretch of the imagination for us.
To see that it was possible to live that kind of lifestyle. He was around for us all the time, and Mom was there. So for kids, it's pretty amazing to have both parents at home. And we got to see him doing something that he loved every day and could share that with other people, and it made them tremendously happy.
I got to see like his workshops and his studio, which was always like really cool for me because I thought the detailed work he did was really impressive in my eyes when I was a child. So I always thought he was someone that I looked up to.
What's represented here in the gallery is 3 generations of family art. My father was the patriarch of the family, and then we have I have 2 sisters and myself in the middle, and now we have my daughter Sarah, who's just finished her first year at UVic, and she's into photography. So it's 3 generations within one family, which is, I think it's interesting. I think maybe it's perhaps the first time in Canada that you've got 5, you know, long-time working professional artists, well, 4 and my daughter who's new, in one family and showing together in one family. I think that's kind of a landmark thing for Canadian art.
Soon there'll be 7 billion people. When does it get too much to bear?
I wrote this song 20 years ago, and I had just written 2 really sarcastic songs, and I wanted to sit down and write something, you know, with some meaning to it. There was no refugee crisis going at the time. It was just, I can't tell you where the inspiration came from, but the idea that, you know, can you really love the whole world? Can you really see the whole world as family? And then with the Syrian refugee crisis now, I'd been listening to this song and went, God, that's still, you know, that relates to it. I think even more now, it makes more of a, it's more important to think in those terms now than it was back then. The song itself, I'm really proud of it. I like the sentiment of it. I think it's a timely sentiment. And I would just like for people to take a look at it and give a listen to it. You can find it by Googling "So Many People Steve Elder," and that'll get you to the right spot. Art has the ability to transform, and hopefully, you know, I would like to think that this song is, you know, people listen to it and get the message and, you know, take it to heart.
Have some tea.
Thank you. Imo tea, I wanted to have a conversation with you when I heard about your Chinese menus and looking at the cultural significance of how Chinese people, when they came here, how they contributed to the makeup of Canada.
There is meaning and understanding by looking at menus. My father and my uncle and my aunt's husband, they were all partners in the WK Gardens in Vancouver's Chinatown. So at one point in time, it was the place to dine in Chinatown. And back in the 40s, 50s, even in the early 60s, Chinatown was the happening place. There was dining and dancing. So if you look at some of those menus, they talk about dining and dancing. And the WK was very special. Of course, I'm biased, being the daughter of one of the operators. There were very significant events that occurred at the WK Gardens. So I actually remember having my father say, oh, well, you know, Prince Philip was here, Frank Sinatra was here. This menu that I have right here is special because it's in honor of Lester B. Pearson. So it says, dinner in honor of the Right Honorable L.B. Pearson, PCMP, Prime Minister of Canada, Friday, October 29th, 1965. And this is quite significant because it's from the Eaton family. So of the Eaton's department store, and this is 1959. So very significant historically. I have a couple of items from the Diners Rendezvous. So people who are from Nanaimo, Diners Rendezvous, classic, right? This one is interesting because it comes from Hotel Malaspina, right? And so that's long, long gone. And it's dated 1968. It says reserved for Mrs. Lee. What's interesting is that the menu clearly identifies it as being Chinese. They have, as the appetizer, Emperor's Combination, but they also have shark's fin soup. So again, that also tells you something about the trending of food.
What is so important about these menus, that one main reason why you continue to collect them?
I teach about food and culture.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's one reason, but it is a statement of history, right? So time and place. My menus, they're not completely scanned, but a good many of them, I would say the majority of them have been scanned. They are available for viewing on View Space at VIU through the library.
So Imogene, I know you invited me to Ting Shang here in Nanaimo for a special reason. Why this restaurant?
Well, one, it serves good food, but it also says something about Nanaimo's changing food scene, that you have a restaurant where it's not catering specifically to westernized tastes.
So then this menu will one day be in your collection as well, right?
Yes.
All right. There you have it, all about Chinese menus and how they made up part of the cultural fabric of Canada. Thanks for sharing all this with us, Imogene.
And thank you for having me.
Of course, 2017 is a significant milestone for celebrating Canada's 150th birthday, with festivities still happening throughout the month of July. We asked our staff to come up with a unique way to honor Canada's 150th, so take a look and see what Todd and Fiona have in store.
Hey everyone, I feel a little frustrated today. Why is that, you ask? Well, I've been asked by the producer of this show to produce a segment. And maybe it's my old age, maybe I'm tired, but I can't remember what it's supposed to be about. I've been racking my brain trying to remember what it is. Maybe you guys can help. Take a look. All right, hole number 1, 150 yards. Big dog should do it. Hmm, 150 milliliters. How many cups is that? Love the color blue.
Good afternoon, sir. Nice to see you taking out this gorgeous F-150.
Snack time, snack time. Oh, pizza pretzel. Only 150. 49. 50.
Yeah, good job, Todd. Just 150 more, please.
Here's your change. 150.
Why are you stopping, Todd? That's only 150 steps.
I hate you.
146. 147. 148. 149. 150.
Still can't remember. I gotta hurry up because it's due today. I gotta remember.
Mr. Jones, welcome back. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Your room is ready, room 150.
It's hot. 150 calories? Yeah! Trying to take over the earth? I don't think so. Not on my watch. Come on, what's there? Come on, big bomb. My new high score, 150 points.
Okay, we're gonna start with 150 pounds, okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Jocelyn, what time is it?
150?
What to eat? What to eat? I'm starving. Ah, cheesies! 150.
Why are you stopping, Todd? You've only swam 150 meters.
I really hate you. I can't remember. I searched my whole entire memory bank. There's nothing that... Sorry, phone's ringing. Sorry. Excuse me. It's Jocelyn, the show producer. Hey, Joss.
Almost done your Canada 150 segment?
Am I almost done my Canada 150 segment?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I just wrapping up.
So Health Among Us is an event that we have here at the Fields where we bring students kindergarten to grade 4 out for a full week. Anywhere from 550 to 600 students are here to take part in active activities on the fields that's sponsored between the City of Nanaimo and School District 68. And then we thought with Canada's 150th anniversary this year, what a wonderful way to bring those students together and create a Canada flag with grade 3 and grade 2 students on our fields. They did an amazing job of listening and coming together. You know, it was students from 12 different schools who didn't necessarily know each other, but they worked well together and they came in quite quickly. So the kids' energy today was certainly very enthusiastic and full of energy and lots of smiles out there ready to celebrate that Canada 150.
Anyone who knows me knows that if there's one thing I love, well, if there's one thing I love, it's napping. But if there's one more thing that I love, it's learning words in different languages. Et parce que Canada célèbre son 150e anniversaire ce juillet, et Canada est un des pays les plus multiculturels du monde, quería ver si podría aprender 150 nuevas palabras en diferentes idiomas. Bet mums nav visas dienas laiks sēdēt un parunāties, jo man ir tikai 5 minūtes, lai visus vārdus iemācīties. 459, 458, I gotta run. So you're gonna teach me some words in...
Español.
Turkish.
Mandarin.
Svenska.
What?
Swedish.
Swedish.
American Sign Language.
Hebrew.
En canadien français.
Yoruba is from Nigeria. Filipino.
Alcamina.
What's the first word we're gonna be learning?
First one is refrigerador.
Refrigerador.
This means darkness. Karanlık.
Karanlık.
If you want to say good morning, you say ekaro.
Ekaro.
Yeah.
Magandang umaga.
A very typical Hebrew word that many people know is shalom.
Aha, yes.
Hey.
Eitswell.
Tomatot.
Tomatot.
Slikkapot.
Slikkapot.
Longeman.
Longeman.
Gulebran.
Gulebran.
Lillewikkeviera.
Lillewikkeviera.
Pretty close.
Are you ready for another tricky word? Or?
I'm ready, I'm ready.
All right. So Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Sign language is a lot about like facial expression too, because you don't have the tone in your voice.
Circuit.
Like say you want to say like where are you going? So like where, go. And then you're kind of looking like you're asking a question.
In French, we say des frites.
Des frites. How do you say Canada?
Canada. Same Canada.
Same thing? Jalata. Am I doing it right?
Yeah.
In the Yoruba alphabet, we have the G, B.
I think I knew this one already.
Yeah?
Yeah.
B. B. So it's a combo of G and B.
Mewa.
So I'll give you a word that has that sound.
Tourtière.
So that's bobo. Bobo.
Musculos.
Tack för maten.
Tack för maten.
Very important. Very polite people in Sweden.
B.
B.
B. B.
B. 中国.
Exactly. B.
B. 去. Mahal.
Bobo.
Bobo. Kwamok.
B. You know,
I'll use
using
my lips.
your lips. Yeah, using your lips to say B.
Frio.
Car.
Cal.
Bupa.
Bupa. Cha. Aşk. More.
Bupa. 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 Bupa.
Am I like anywhere close or? No. Sluice station. Eretz Yisrael. Liang.
Boulette.
Should we try something a little easier?
Yeah, sure. That's what I was thinking.
How do you say dog?
You pat your leg like this, and then you snap, so dog.
Kelev.
Ada.
Butterfly.
Yakoa. I'll say cat. Pish pish. Castor.
Rabbit.
Moose moose.
Doug.
This is one of the ones I teach my daycare kids, actually. Fish. So you're just like a little fish.
Dere.
Dere. You can be a little bit loud. Ha. Ha.
Vatten.
The ocean.
Hurmordor.
Hurmordor. Komostaka. Dide. Amet.
Joko.
Run. Pesach. Tunnelbana.
Pagain.
Cook. Matzah. Ria.
Home.
Home. Squame. Chatul.
Maulan.
Rain.
Spe'et.
Apple.
Ejercicio. Yafe.
Ada.
Ada.
You took a bit too long between and ta.
May. And what does that mean?
May. Beautiful.
Pangit.
You are not pangit.
Oh, thank you. Neither are you.
Non-cure.
Dunkirk.
No. No.
Chala. Bata. Buz. Hockey.
Hockey.
Sivivon. Varm. Xiao. Chabus.
Natsa.
Natsa.
Isatla.
Yusatla.
Thich.
Thich.
Ha'athan.
Ha'athan.
Skatesis.
Skatesis.
Thumb.
Thumb? That's convenient.
Eni.
Eg.
Eta.
En.
En.
Två.
To.
Tre.
Tre.
Fyra.
Fyra.
Fem.
Fem.
Sex.
Sex.
Dapwis.
Daquis.
Texas.
Texas.
Two.
Two.
Uppen.
Uppen.
Sju.
Sju.
Ete.
Ete.
Nio.
Nio.
Tio.
Tia. How do you think I'm doing so far?
You're doing great. I think you're doing much better than my husband. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
How'd I do in Turkey?
Not good.
Kvinna.
Kvina. Babae.
Man is just man.
Oh.
Man.
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 Dost.
Dost. What does that mean?
Best friend.
Oh, that's nice.
Heido.
Tia. Ma. Tia.
Ila.
Ma.
Ila.
Ma.
Ila.
Ma.
You're doing a good job. High five.
Gottesskogen.
Ayaw kita.
You weren't saying that to me, were you?
No?
Dodo.
Yeah.
Araw. Snuvig.
La fight.
Hajka.
Utfart.
Infart.
La.
Trevligt.
Poutine. Well, that pretty much wraps things up for this episode of Where You Live. We just want to wish you a fantastic summer season. I'm Jocelyn Natwi.